Welcome everyone to our weekly team call. I'm Debbie Gordon. I'm here as your facilitator today. And I had some real thoughts spurred by a call from Krista on Friday. And she asked me, how can I be better at reaching out to my team? And so I invited her to call Ashley. And so next week on our team call, that will be August, let's see, 26th. I will have Ashley share her experience and her success in actually setting up an email campaign on MailChimp. And so return next week. But that kind of spurred my thoughts today of what I might share in our team call today. Last week, also on Wednesday, we heard from Hal Elrod in our second of 6 series from him in our peak performance call. Now, they just posted the recording a couple days ago, and I just posted that on Promoting a Healer in Every Home, inviting you to participate in that. So they invite golds and above on that peak performance call only because they can only accommodate 10,000 people. And we have people all over the world. I'm not kidding. People are waking up in the middle of the night to jump on these peak performance calls because they are so very good. But one of the things that Hal shared with us that day, what did I just do with it? Was affirmation. Oh, it's on my printer. He wrote specific to that call an affirmation. He wrote the doTERRA Level 10 Leadership Affirmations specifically for doTERRA. Now I just posted this, and let me share my screen here in just a moment. I just posted this on Promoting a Healer in Every Home in our files section. And so you can go in here and you can download it. I scanned it in. I asked on the Diamonds and Above page if we had a link to be able to share a downloadable link. And I didn't have an immediate response. And I was like, nah, I got to get this done right now. And so I just scanned this on my computer and brought it up today. So you can go into Promoting a Healer in Every Home right here, and you'll find, in fact, let me just tag this to the top. I'll just pin it to the top, and you can find that doTERRA Leadership 10, doTERRA Level 10 Leadership Affirmations by Hal Elrod. So I want to read these to you. They are so very good. And he encouraged us for the next 30 days until we have our next call to start our business day reading these affirmations. He starts with a quote from Margaret Wheatley, author of Who Do We Choose to Be? And her quote is, I can't imagine a more important task than consistently choosing who I want to be as a leader for this time. We must understand the time we're in, focus our energy on what's possible, and be willing to step forward to serve the human spirit. And that's again by Margaret J. Wheatley, author of Who Do We Choose to Be? So my first affirmation, he has in parentheses, my commitment. Stop my share here. I am committed to stepping up and serving those I love and those I lead, no matter what. I choose to embrace our current collective reality and not waste time wishing it were different. I commit to continuously using my influence in service of others during these challenging and uncertain times, no matter how difficult it gets. Yes, inflation is up. Yes, people are afraid, including me. Yes, it used to be easier to build my business. However, these are 3 things I can't change other than overcoming my own fears, which I can and will absolutely do. And those reasons are exactly why my leadership is needed now more than ever. I am committed to using my God-given gifts and abilities to positively influence others during this critical time. Second, my why. So the first was my commitment, second is my why, and third is my how. So second, my why. I am committed to leading because I've been blessed with the opportunity to do so. Throughout human history, true leaders have risen when times are most difficult and they are most needed. Now is one of those times. People, my people, are struggling and need love, guidance, and encouragement. It is my responsibility to use my gifts to love, support, and lead them now and into the future. This journey requires strength and perseverance, so I am committed to staying on the path no matter what happens or what I feel. I was put on this earth at exactly this time in human history to lead, and I will not cower from my God-given abilities. Third, my how. Leadership occurs anytime I seek to influence the thinking, behavior, or development of another person, and that begins with me. So I will start each morning with my Miracle Morning Savers to positively influence and optimize my thinking, behavior, and development. In doing so, I will continue becoming the person I need to be to fulfill my limitless potential and lead by example to help others do the same. Once I've optimized my thinking, behavior, and development each morning, I will spend my days serving others to the best of my abilities, and I will do so from a place of love and contribution. I will be an island of sanity in a sea of chaos, reminding everyone to focus all our energy on what we can control, which is who we choose to be and how we choose to show up for ourselves and others each and every day. Leadership begins with me. I am a level 10 leader. So I encourage you to print that up from our group, Promoting a Healer in Every Home, and read that. Start your workday every day with reading those affirmations. I think you will find that really empowering. Thank you, Krista, for printing it already. Now, as I was considering this, I remembered a story about the British cycling team. For more than a century, the national bicycle racing teams of Great Britain had been the laughing stock of the cycling world. Mired in mediocrity, British riders had managed only a handful of gold medals in 100 years of Olympic competitions, and had been even more underwhelming in cycling's marquee event, the 3-week-long Tour de France, where no British rider had prevailed in 110 years. So sorry was the plight of British riders that some bike manufacturers refused to even sell bikes to the Brits, fearing that it would forever sully their hard-won reputations. And despite devoting enormous resources into cutting-edge technology and every newfangled training regimen, nothing worked. Nothing, that is, until 2003, when a small, largely unnoticed change occurred that would forever alter the trajectory of the British cycling. This new approach would also reveal an eternal principle with a promise regarding our oft-times perplexing mortal quest to improve ourselves. In 2003, Sir David Brailsford was hired. Unlike previous coaches who attempted dramatic overnight turnarounds, Sir Brailsford instead committed to a strategy he referred to as the aggregation of marginal gains. This entailed implementing small improvements in everything. That meant constantly measuring key statistics and targeting specific weaknesses. Said Brailsford, the whole principle came from the idea that if you broke down everything you could think of that goes into riding a bike and then improve it by 1%, you will get a significant increase when you put them all together. So, Brailsford's small gains began with the obvious, such as equipment, kit fabrics, and training patterns. But his team didn't stop there. They continued to find 1% improvements in overlooked and unexpected areas, such as nutrition and even maintenance nuances. Over time, these myriads of micro betterments aggregated into stunning results, which came faster than anyone could have imagined. Truly, they were on to the eternal principle of line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little and there a little. The one caveat to this approach is that for small gains to aggregate, there must be a consistent day in and day out effort. Nothing is more liberating, more ennobling, or more crucial to our individual progression than is a daily, regular focus on small increments of improvement. Okay, so as we look back on what happened with the British cycling team, since 2003, in the past 2 decades, since implementing this philosophy, British cyclists have now won the storied Tour de France, an astonishing 6 times. During the past 4 Olympic Games, Great Britain has been the most successful country across all cycling disciplines. In the Tokyo Olympics, the UK won more gold medals in cycling than any other country. And I just looked up before this call what their status was for the France Summer Olympics that we just finished. And they won the silver medal in the team cycling event. So with that in mind, I have always taught my children, and I've always had this hanging in my home, and it's a bit worn. It's been dropped many times and fallen off the mantle many times. But I have had this hanging in my home. By small and simple things are great things brought to pass. By small and simple things are great things brought to pass. And one of the books I first read when I started sharing doTERRA as a business was one recommended by Justin Harrison called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. This is a must read, I think, every 6 months to a year at least, over and over and over. And in this book, there are several stories of how 1% increments seriously multiplies exponentially our results. And I encourage you to consider reading that book and possibly making that part of your personal development each day. But as we commit to making small, steady improvements, we can't help but succeed. I have seen that in my business, and I am committing, as I listened to Hal Elrod last week, I am committing to reading these affirmations every day and deciding what can I do in making small increments of improvement every single day. With your help, I know that when we choose to be a wellness advocate with doTERRA, we are committing ourselves and our time and energies to support those that come into our organization. I actually had a really great experience this weekend in multiple ways, but one of the daughters, the oldest daughter of some neighbors that we have been working with for over a year now, actually seriously helped me in a big way. She's a foot zoner, and she could tell that I wasn't walking right. I've been in excruciating pain the last week or more. There's been more. It's been about 8 days. That was on Saturday, 8 days on Saturday. And she did a foot zone on me, and she actually released the tremendous pain I was having with the muscles inside my pelvis. And what was going on was I was doing concussion exercises to help me get back my brain function after my auto accident from March. And I was doing an exercise called pigeon carrying a pizza. And I was supposed to walk pigeon-toed, just one step after another. And the first time my therapist had me do it, I said, that really hurts my pelvis. Well, I didn't listen to my body. And in trying to be consistent, compliant, and get my brain function back, I did this exercise every day as recommended, and every single day it hurt. And a week ago Friday, I was in excruciating pain. And Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I was in excruciating pain. And I went to the chiropractor several times, and what we just figured out was that the psoas and iliacus muscles inside my pelvis were so overly strained that it was pulling on my back fusion. And I seriously felt like my back was breaking, and I couldn't sleep. I couldn't get comfortable. I had tried multiple things. And finally on Friday, I called my doctor and asked for a muscle relaxant to try to stop the muscle spasms that I was having. I started taking this muscle relaxant, and I teased my husband. It's a placebo. It's not working. Well, then in helping with a family activity on Saturday for this neighborhood family, we were invited to his luncheon, and I didn't think I could go. I didn't think I could sit there. I didn't think I could endure it any longer. But we went ahead and went over there because we wanted to meet the whole family, and we knew all of their children would be there. So we met the whole family. This was the Pills, Krista. We met the whole family, and their oldest daughter noticed that I wasn't walking well and I wasn't moving well. And so she asked me about it. And so I told her what we thought was going on. And she announced that she was a foot zoner. And I goes, oh, you're the foot zoner in the family. I knew Debbie had talked about that. So at any rate, she invited me over to the couch, and I told her I can't sit on a couch. I need to sit on a hard chair. So I sat on a chair and she sat on the couch and did foot zoning just to release those two muscle groups and to help with my back. And it wasn't immediate, but after she worked on those muscles for a while and then switched off to work on something else and came back to those muscles, it wasn't near as painful. And so 3 hours after I left their home, we left their home about 5 p.m. And about 8 p.m., I went for a walk with my husband, which was the first time in 8 days that I had gone for a walk. I couldn't stand to walk. I was having so many spasms, and it was a band around my lower back, all the way around, inside and outside. My boys would come home from work and they would come in to check on me, and they would use the massage gun inside and outside my pelvis. Now, you can imagine that that might not have been the most comfortable experience for my sons, but they were good about it, and they made sure to check on me every day, and it was really helpful. But it didn't help me move, and I couldn't move in bed, and I couldn't change positions well, and I felt like a paralyzed stink bug. Not kidding. So to be able to go for a walk, I walked really slowly, but I was able to walk probably a half a mile, and so, or close to it. And I didn't have any bad outcomes. Come Sunday morning, I slept better that night. I changed my positions 3 or 4 times, but I was able to go back to sleep in between for the first time since March. And that was an interesting experience. Sunday afternoon, I took a nap for 2 hours and I came out and I said, Jay, I slept. I actually slept for 2 hours. And I slept deeply and I never woke up. I woke up because I was numb on the side that was down. I was laying on my left side. And so I needed to change my position. And then I realized what time it was. I was like, holy Hannah, I got to get dinner ready. Yeah, like I needed to fix dinner, but that was just my mindset, right? So at any rate, I called and canceled my chiropractic appointment today and rescheduled with Christine to do some more foot zoning to see if she can bring the spasms out of my backside like she has inside my pelvis. And so I tell you that story because just a little tweak, just doing an exercise that was supposed to help my brain, not listening to my body, it hurt every time I did it. And over the cumulative effect of being consistent, doing that exercise every single day for about 9 days, I couldn't walk. And that is the same thing. Let's reverse that in our business. Let's flip it to the positive. What can we do every single day to be 1% better? Krista, your team is small. If you reached out to one person every single day and connected with them on your team and let them know that you were going to set up a weekly email with oil tips to support them better so that they and invite them to open the emails. That would be 1% or more, right? Better than what you've been doing to this point. And so I encourage you all, take a moment to consider, what can I do that would be 1% better in perhaps one or more aspects of your business to help you grow your team a little better, support them a little better to fulfill your obligation that you signed as a wellness advocate. When you upgraded as a wellness advocate, you promised to support them, to educate them, to offer a hand up, to offer ongoing education and support so that they could learn how to use their products better. As I worked with Christine, she was familiar with doTERRA, but she was buying from another company, Simply Earth, that says they're as good as doTERRA. And I told her that's not true because our oils are exclusive. But at any rate, she was sure they were just as good. So as I go see her today, I might take a few oils and do a little bit comparison because we talked about doing that. But at any rate, I encourage you to see what you can do to up your level of support. I have realized over these last 6 months that in and of myself, I cannot do it. This is a team approach. When we are working a network marketing company, this is a team approach and we rely on one another. And so I hope that you will choose to support your team better because they are not opening my emails. Now, you are welcome to be the bridge to connect me with them. I am happy to send out a new welcome email series to your new enrollments. I am happy to send out an email series to your new builders. I am happy to include them in my weekly oil tips emails. I am happy to include them in my monthly promo emails. But if they don't know they are coming and they don't know how important it is to open those emails in order to continue to receive them, they won't receive them. And it's likely they're going to have to pull them out of their spam folder. So if you want to connect me with them and have them opt in, I can send you a link to have them opt in to what I email out as their upline. Okay. I don't really love to use that word upline. I would prefer that you might say something like, I want to connect you with all our doTERRA team support. And there's more than just me. There's lots of people that work together to provide community team support. We want to add them to our Facebook pages and get them to look up or get on those pages every day, or at least every couple of days, to up their notification response so that they receive notifications every day when a new post is posted. Whatever we can do to bring them better into our community, that's how we're going to support them. As I was talking with Christine, she said Simply Earth has on their website all the emails that I personally choose to send out about doTERRA. So they have on their website, they have their monthly promos. They have information about their monthly ordering promotions. They have information about their oils, but I would have to assume they also have to speak a compliant language as we do online. And so the way to help them really truly understand how to use their products is that one-on-one approach to education. As I participated in Peggy Smith's back to school class Saturday morning, she had a Q&A after that class that was not recorded. And in that unrecorded part of that class, she shared a protocol for congestive heart failure that she used on her mother that was very effective, that Dr. Hill gave her. He came over to see her mother and gave her a simple protocol for congestive heart failure. And I have a brother dying of congestive heart failure right now. And so I messaged that information to my sister-in-law and said, consider using this protocol. She's been a little bit open to my suggestions, but not a lot bit. She's had her own herbal concoctions that she's put together. My brother is now round the clock care, needs support all the time, is not able to get rid of the fluids that his body is building up in his tissues and around his heart. And it's been a really difficult time for the entire family. And so perhaps if I say Dr. Hill recommended, she might consider trialing with that suggestion. Don't know. But at any rate, I've realized that there's worse things than death. And I'm really okay if it's my brother's time to go. He's been suffering a long time now. I'm really okay if he goes. And it's not the first brother I've buried, and it's not going to be the last. And so at any rate, I encourage you to consider what can you do that would improve your reach out to your team by 1%, just a little bit every day. But then choose, as it says, to be consistent every single day. Be consistent. It's not about occasionally doing 1% better. It's about every single day being consistent and doing 1% better. And then looking for other areas where you might improve just 1%. And so I encourage you to do that. And that's my thoughts for today. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope those who watch the recordings will find good benefit from this. And I thank those who have joined us live today. Have a great week. And next week, come back to hear Ashley Frost tell her story of how she's taken a team that she did not know and reached out to them every single week, or most every single week. And now her open rate on her emails is much improved. And she's getting a better open rate on her emails than I am on mine because I'm sending to more people and they don't know that my emails are coming. They're going to spam, and it's actually marring my email reputation. So I would encourage you to, as you connect with them, also tell them about me, tell them about your community support. I will put a link on Promoting a Healer in Every Home for them to go in and manage their subscriptions, and they can opt in to what emails they want to receive from me. And so hopefully that will be helpful for you and support you in your efforts, and maybe increase by even 2%. Your 1% plus my 1% might increase by 2%. And that might even make a difference to build our community, help them know they are supported so that they stay part of our community. All right, so that's all I have for today. Hope this has been helpful. Put your comments in the comments below, and I'll watch for those. Bye-bye for now.